Welcome into Seahawks Today, powered by Chat Sports. Tyler Jones here with you. So glad to have you with us. On today's show, we will get you set with everything you need to know ahead of the Seattle Seahawks matchup against the New York Jets. We'll look at the injury report, the playoff picture, keys to victory, and more coming up in just a few moments from right now. Before we do, though, if you want the Seahawks to win, here's what I need you to do. I need you to do your part and like today's video. It is scientifically proven that the Seahawks are more likely to win this weekend if you like today's video. So don't jinx it. Don't take any chances. The Seahawks need every win they can at this point in time. So go ahead and smash that like button, and we'll get started with today's show. Week 17 in the National Football League. Two teams that are very desperate for a win to survive in playoff contention, and neither team is playing their best football right now. Both teams sitting at 7-8 on the year. The Jets, it has been a mess when it comes to their quarterback situation. No Zach Wilson. He's done. Probably has played his last game for the New York Jets. It will be Mike White getting the start for New York off of the rib injury. Meanwhile, the Seahawks have not been so hot as of late, but the one silver lining for this team was that the running game came back to life last week with Kenneth Walker rushing for over 100 yards in the Seahawks' loss on the road to the Kansas City Chiefs. According to the guys in the desert, the Jets are the early favorites, not by much. The line did have some movement when Mike White was cleared to get the start, with the Jets favored by 2.5. The game, of course, in Seattle at Lumen Field. Meanwhile, the over-under is set at 42. What is your bet going to be? Let me know in the comment section. Type SEA for Seattle. Type NYJ for the New York Jets. Let me know what your bet will be in the comment section. You might get an ad break. If so, take advantage of it and get your votes in. SEA for Seattle. NYJ for the Jets. So for the Seahawks, let's look at the NFC playoff picture heading into this weekend. You can see the Seahawks are on the outside looking in as the Eagles, Vikings, Niners, and the Buccaneers lead their respective divisions. Meanwhile, the wild card race, the Cowboys are in with an 11-4 record. The Giants are in pretty good territory at 8-6-1, but it's the Commanders who are hanging on right now. That final spot at 7-7-1. Seattle, Detroit, and Green Bay all sitting at 7-8. Seattle with the tiebreaker over Detroit and Green Bay as things stand right now. So what are their odds heading into the second to last week of the regular season? According to 538, the Seahawks playoff hopes sit at about 26% right now. They do go up quite a bit if they get this win against the New York Jets, jumps up to about 43%. And then if they not only get the win, but the Commanders lose against the Cleveland Browns, you head into Week 18 with a 52% chance to make the playoffs. Better than 50%. So very good numbers there if you get the win and Washington loses to Deshaun Watson and company. So now, on the flip side, the Seahawks can be eliminated this weekend. If they were to lose to the Jets and the Washington Commanders were able to beat the Cleveland Browns, then dunzo. That's it. Seattle's out of playoff contention at that point. So here's your rooting guide just to make things a little simpler for you as you're following games across the National Football League this weekend. You need to be rooting for the Browns, Vikings, and Bears as they'll be taking on the Commanders, Packers, and Lions, hoping all those teams lose. And if all those teams lose and the Seahawks win, then Seattle is in pretty dang good shape heading into next week. So before we preview Seattle's matchup against the Jets, what do you think? How are you feeling at this point in time? Will the Seahawks make the playoffs? Simple question. Let me know in the comment section. Type Y for yes, type in for no. If you think Seattle makes it into the postseason, let me know in the comment section below. Y for yes, in for no if the Seahawks make the playoffs. Today's show is brought to you by Fetch. Fetch is a super easy to use and free app that lets you earn rewards on literally anything you buy. Scan any physical receipt or e-receipt, and you will earn points for your purchases. And the process only takes seconds. You don't have to worry about where the receipt is from or what's on it. So let me show you how simple it is. All you have to do is open up the Fetch app, press the orange camera button, and snap a photo of your receipt, then hit submit, and you'll see the confetti pop showing that you've earned more reward points. It's a simple process. You can also click the e-receipt function to get rewarded for your Amazon purchases or other online shopping by syncing your email account. You can then redeem those points for gift cards at Amazon, Starbucks, or any of the hundreds of retailers and restaurants available. Fetch is available on iPhone and Android. Use our link, chatsports.com/fetch, and enter the promo code chat at sign up for 5,000 points where and when you scan your first receipt. That's the equivalent of a free $5 gift card to get started. It's a free app, and the 5,000 bonus points is only for a limited time. So get started now, chatsports.com/fetch. Enter the promo code chat. The link is also in the comments and the description of today's video. The injury report for the Seahawks heading into this weekend: 5 players of note. Will Dissly goes to IR. It looks like his season is done with a knee injury. Ryan Neal is questionable with a knee injury. Abe Lucas with a kneecap issue. He is questionable. Meanwhile, Al Woods with an Achilles is questionable. Tyler Lockett with that hand injury. He is doubtful for this game. We heard from Pete Carroll at the time when he got injured say that it looked like he was going to be out at least 2 weeks, but we'll keep an eye on his status if he can possibly turn things around and give it a go by the end of the week. Keys to victory for your Seattle Seahawks. Geno Smith, I would love to see him play with a chip on his shoulder, something to prove of some sorts. Here's what I mean by that. Remember the fire we saw out of Geno Smith week 1 against the Denver Broncos, playing his former teammate Russell Wilson, his first start as a full-time starting quarterback in a very long time. And, of course, we all know the quote that they wrote me off, but I didn't write back, and just the fire and the energy that we saw out of Geno Smith in that game. Well, now he's taking on the team that drafted him back in 2013, a team that gave up on him after 2 seasons and benched him in favor of Ryan Fitzpatrick, okay? I would like to see Geno take this game personal. I understand that the coaching staff and the management and all those things have changed for the New York Jets since the last time Geno Smith played for that organization. But I still would like to see that fire come out in Geno Smith to take this game personally, because we've seen already this year when he plays with that edge, he uses it to his advantage. So I would love to see that fire come out from Geno Smith and the rest of the team just embrace that as well from Geno. So that's what I'd like to see, is him just play with an edge, a chip on his shoulder of some sorts this weekend. So let's do it for Geno. I know that the Seahawks and Jets don't have much history of some sorts, not much bad blood, but for Geno's sake, let's do it for Geno. Get in that comment section. Get rowdy for me. Spam F the Jets in the comment section. And let's do it for Geno. Let's see Geno perform and have a big day on Sunday. Spam F the Jets in the comment section below. Number 2 on our keys to victory for the Seahawks is establishing the run game early. And the Seahawks had a breakthrough performance from Kenneth Walker in the run game last week. But by the time they really got things going, it was kind of too little too late. They were playing from behind against Kansas City. And so I'd like to see not only the run game do well again, but get it going from the jump. You look at what Kenneth Walker did last week, 107 yards on the ground, and the 4 weeks prior to that, he had a total of 126 yards over a 4-week stretch. He nearly matched in one game what he was able to do in 4 weeks. And so, yes, the Seahawks not only need to run the football, but they need to get that run game going right away as far as I'm concerned, so you're not playing from behind, and really set the pace for this game as far as I'm concerned. That will be a big deal for Seattle to get things going there. Also, win the turnover battle. And, you know, I look at this Seahawks team, and with the turnovers, the turnover battle for me is one thing that I'm looking in particular with the star cornerback for Seattle, that being Tariq Woolen, and taking on Sauce Gardner on the other side. And we talked about the edge that Geno has to play with of some sorts. Think about with Tariq Woolen here. Here's a guy in Sauce Gardner. I know they're not going to be on the field at the same time, but was taken so high, and his production, what Tariq Woolen has done, has been just as good, if not better, of some sorts. And last week, I know that Zach Wilson's not playing in this game, but the Jets turned the football over a lot, and they look pretty bad. If you could create turnovers, win that turnover battle, that'll go a long way, and you'll be in great shape as far as I'm concerned. So I'm watching for Tariq Woolen and seeing what he can do and really get this turnover battle in the Seahawks' direction there and cause some havoc for Mike White and company. Who will be the Seahawks MVP against the New York Jets? Let me know in the comment section below, whether it's Tariq Woolen, Geno Smith, Kenneth Walker, or somebody we have not talked about. Let me know in the comment section below who will be the MVP for Seattle. And make sure to join us coming up on Sunday for our Seahawks versus Jets watch party. We are going to have a fantastic time here on the channel as we'll react to the game in real time, and we will also have a few drinks on hand, do our pregame show beforehand, also our live postgame mailbag as well. It's all in one place, Seahawks and Jets, live here on Seahawks Today. You will not want to miss it. Subscribe to the channel so you never miss a moment, and you can join us for our watch party coming up on Sunday. Number 4 on our keys to victory for Seattle, stopping the run. Going to be a big deal for the Seahawks to see what they can do to stop the ground attack, because you look at this New York Jets team and they do not run the football well at all. 25th in the National Football League. Yards per rush at about 4.3. Rushes per game, they run about 24.5 times. They usually get about 105 yards on the ground, and they're rushing touchdowns per game, usually about 1 per game, but the numbers are not great when it comes to the Jets rushing attack. And what we've seen over the season is the teams that are beating the Jets are the ones that are stopping them from running the football. And so, although I know that the Jets are very pleased that Mike White is going to be getting the start at quarterback, I'll take my chances on Mike White trying to beat you throwing the football. If you can stop the run and force Mike White to beat you, I think you're in good shape there as far as I'm concerned. Last on the keys to victory for Seattle, it's okay to take points, okay? Now, if you've been watching this show for any length of time, you know that I am not a fan of special teams by any stretch of the imagination. I hate to give kickers and punters credit and all that, but I have to make an exception today for Jason Myers. Can we take a moment and recognize what Jason Myers has done this year? Quite the turnaround from 2021. He's only missed 1 field goal all year, only missed 1 extra point for that matter. He has been, knock on wood, a sure bet of some sorts. And when the line shows the Jets as slight favorites, when this is expected to be a close game, every point matters. And to me, it's okay if you have to settle for 3 points, if you can take the points in those opportunities, because Jason Myers has been automatic. In fact, he's got the highest field goal conversion rate of any kicker in the National Football League this year. Even Justin Tucker of the Baltimore Ravens at 96.43%. So, with that said, you can trust Jason Myers. He's earned that ability to do so. To me, if Jason Myers is in that position, you can trust him with those field goal attempts that he's going to get you those 3 points you need there. So, before I reveal my pick for this game, it's your turn here on Seahawks Today to get in the comments section. We already asked you who you thought's going to win the game. What's the score going to be for Sunday? Let me know in the comments section below how you think ultimately everything plays out on Sunday. To recap, our keys to victory. Geno, got to play with some spice of some sorts out there. Something to prove, a chip on his shoulder against his former team. Establish the run early. Get things going with Kenneth Walker from the jump. Win the turnover battle. Looking at you, Tariq Woolen. They have a big game. Stop the run. And then don't be afraid to take points if necessary. Trust Jason Myers. He's earned the right to be trusted with what he's been able to do this year. My pick, I am going with the Seahawks 31-27 in a very close game that comes right down to the wire. Should be a fun one, and we will be talking about it all week long on my social media channels, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, everything in between at Tyler Jones Live. I will see you next time here on Seahawks Today. Appreciate you joining us. Have a good one.